This is totally fine, Morgan. You do not need a man in your home to do this for you. I have been living alone for a whopping 1 week now, and I have thoughts. 7 days ago, I was on my way home to my boyless, dogless apartment, now officially in a long-distance relationship. It was time to do things on my own again, and in some instances, it's been really nice. I'm okay with this. And in other instances, it's been a little bit harder than I expected.
There was a point in time where I said I was afraid of how quiet it would be in here without David and Goose. I would like to take that back.
So here is what the first week living alone actually looked like. I am home, alone. And not in like a fun 90s Christmas movie way, okay? It's more of a, I can't believe this is actually happening sort of way. Which I guess you could argue in the Christmas movie he couldn't believe it was happening either, but it was more of a jubilant disbelief. This is not jubilant. Okay, so I officially live sans boyfriend. I am in a long distance relationship. And I think the first thing I need to do is address a very important question that was asked a few times on my last video in this series. And that question is, where is Goose going to be? Goose is my dog, if you're just catching up. Goose is going to go back and forth. Last week he was with me, which was kind of the first week of long distance, but it didn't really feel real because Goose was here with me, and I also knew we were going back to see David that weekend. This weekend, though, I have to travel for work, so I had to leave Goose with David, and so this is my first week completely alone. And it turns out that the first feeling to hit me was a little bit of nausea, which was quickly overtaken by a sense of paranoia. There's no boy and there's no dog here to alert me of an intruder, so I shall now rely on this doorstop alarm to allow me to sleep peacefully. It does work. I've tested it, but I'm not going to subject you or my neighbors again to the noise that it makes, so it's turned off, but this is how it works. If the door opens, it presses this thing down and then it makes a noise and then hopefully it scares the murderer away. I was going to put it in my entryway door because that makes more sense, but there's no gap to put it in there, so my bedroom door is the next best thing. And could I just lock the door? Sure, but there's been several times in my life where Goose has opened this door like really loudly, like and then it comes open and I don't hear him. And he just hops on bed and it's like nothing happened. So I'm just thinking, even if it's locked, what if the murderer jimmies it open or like breaks the door down? I feel like it'd make a similar noise to Goose coming in and then I might not wake up. So I just, that thing just makes me feel a little bit better. Usually I fall asleep here and Goose is like here and then David's here. Pretend this is David, and he's giving me head scratches. So now I have no Goose, no David, and no head scratches. So basically none of the comfort things that help me wind down at night. So I've been trying out Headspace. I used it a few times the other week when it was just me and Goose here.
And exhaling out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the mouth.
I do feel like it really helped me, and Goose too. So I'm hoping it will also help sans Goose. Headspace has a bunch of different narrations that can help you decompress at the end of the day, so I've been experimenting with those, and listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it is a replacement for dog snuggles and head scratches, but it does help turn down the volume when my brain is being too loud and doesn't want to shut off. I like this relaxing the muscles one.
Welcome to your wind down.
We don't need to do it again. So I like that this one has me like squeezing and releasing things, like there's a task for me to do physically, so I feel like that allows me to actually concentrate on what I'm doing. And then it's like helping relax my brain, but it's also helping relax my body, even if you're doing one that doesn't involve the squeezing and releasing, you're still kind of relaxing your body, but it's more literal. and I like that. Headspace has sessions for whenever you need a quiet moment, morning, afternoon, or even the 5 minutes between meetings. In fact, just 5 minutes of Headspace a day reduces stress. And it's not just traditional sit and breathe meditations. They also offer mindfulness sessions you can complete during everyday tasks, as well as yoga and workout routines to help you feel more centered. If you want some help turning down the volume of your thoughts, you can try Headspace free for 60 days using the link in my description or by scanning the QR code on the screen. That is 2 full months free compared to the standard 2-week trial on their website. Well, I guess since there's nobody else here, I can sleep in the middle. I'm okay with this. Alright, hopefully your REM cycle is imminent. I just got home from the and I think I'm just like delirious because it's midnight and I've just been like a ball of nerves and like excitement. And I called David when I was in the airport, like getting ready to go home, and I was just telling him about it. And I was so excited, and I just, as I was walking down the hallway back to the apartment, I realized, I mean, I knew, but like, I just realized Goose isn't in there. David's not in there. And all I want to do is like crawl into bed next to him and be really excited about what I just did. And I can't do that because he doesn't live here. Fuck!
There was a point in time where I said I was afraid of how quiet it would be in here without David and Goose. I would like to take that back. I would very much like it to be quiet right now.
I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna go insane.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of me getting my sanity back.
So I got back last night at midnight from my travels, which I can't tell you what they're for right now. Hopefully I'll be able to one day. But I got back, was like kind of amped, like my brain just wouldn't shut off for like an hour, so I don't think I fell asleep until like 1:30. And I thought, you know, my boyfriend may not be here, my dog may not be here, but at least I will awake in the morning to the sounds of chirping spring birds. No, I wake up to a cacophony of construction sounds. It is in that moment that I remember we got an email about our building doing some sort of facade work. I didn't take the email seriously because I don't take any emails that our building sends us seriously because 99% of them are not serious. Well, I remember it saying something about you need to clear off your balcony. So I go outside on the balcony and I look up. There's a bunch of dudes on some scaffolding right above our balcony. So that tells me they're coming to ours next. And then I'm like, what could they possibly be doing? Do I really need to clear off my entire balcony? So I go outside. I look up at the balcony above ours, and there's a gentleman with some sort of power tool standing on their balcony. Zzz, there's dust. It's loud. I come back upstairs. I bring all of our balcony furniture inside. There's just one problem. There's nowhere to put our balcony furniture inside. So I've been parkouring around this shit all day, and now that we've reached the eve, I think I need to find somewhere less intrusive for it to go. So I guess that's what I'm doing tonight. I thought maybe I'll clean up a little bit tonight. Maybe I'll make the house a little more cozy. I'll sit down, I'll watch a show. But no, the universe, or one might say my building management, decided, hey, to distract you from the lack of human presence in your home, we're gonna make you play Tetris with your balcony furniture inside. How does that sound? How does that sound? It sounds terrible, but unfortunately it has been kind of a good distraction. Before I attempt to move this stuff, I need to eat dinner because I'm starving. I froze this meatloaf before I left so that I wouldn't have to cook upon returning. Problem is that it's still frozen. How to defrost a meatloaf fast. Using the microwave setting in 5-minute intervals, flipping in between. Sounds like it's gonna take forever. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Okay. This is totally fine, Morgan. You do not need a man in your home to do this for you. Excuse me. Just excuse me right here, thank you. I guess we kind of timed David's move well because if his desk was still here, I legitimately don't know where I'd put this furniture. But anyways, I sat down to watch a show with my loaf after I was done with my hard labor. However, I'm really bad at just sitting and watching a show alone. I always have the urge to multitask, so I ended up on my computer because there was no one around to stop me. So apparently I do need to relearn how to turn off my productivity switch by myself because your girl stayed up way too late that night. I can hear them. They're out there getting ready to sonically torture me again. I got up this morning and I got myself fully dressed. I didn't wash my hair. Okay, so if my hair looks like it's not washed, it's because it literally isn't. But look, you can kind of see my fit. I was like, I have to get fully dressed this morning because you are a representation of your environment. Sometimes that's not like a hard and fast rule, but that's what I'm telling myself right now. And if I keep dressing like a slob, my environment is gonna look like that of a slob. So you gotta dress for the environment you want sometimes. I figured if I got fully dressed today, I would feel more motivated to clean things. And then also because the zzz sounds are probably gonna continue, I'm planning to go to a cafe this afternoon because I'd love to hear myself think today. It's nice out, it's gonna be like 70 degrees. Let's fucking make the best of it. I was telling David last night when we FaceTimed, I was like, this week has felt like the longest week ever, and it's literally only Monday. Today is Tuesday. And it definitely feels that way, partially because of the heinous construction noise, but also because David is coming home, well, like to his second home. He's coming back to Chicago. Can you see my bra? That's so inappropriate of me, I'm sorry. He's coming back to Chicago this weekend, so literally the anticipation of him being back in 5 days is making this week feel like 7 months. So that's cool, that's great. It's going really well. Another reason I wanted to work outside the house today was because I just needed to walk with a purpose. I tried just walking around the neighborhood like I would with Goose, but it felt weird without a dog. I felt like everyone I passed knew that I was walking nowhere, and it was embarrassing, even though I know they actually had no idea. But so I'm trying to give myself more destinations. Also, it's probably just good for me to get out of the house and like occasionally converse with somebody that isn't myself. All right, what's happening in the rest of this montage? I forgot what I did. Oh, I did, okay, a little outfit change because I had to go to the store to get some basic essentials like almond milk, toilet paper, and the most essential thing, of course, flowers. David FaceTimed me after I got out of the shower. It's getting less and less weird to FaceTime each other. At first I was like, this is odd because we've never FaceTimed aside from like when David's at the store by himself and needs to know what color feminine products I need. But it's getting more and more normal. And then my plan for the rest of the evening was to tidy up the kitchen. So cleaning up the kitchen has kind of accidentally turned into reorganizing and decluttering the entire kitchen. And listen, here's how it started. Okay, I started looking for record players because the record player we had was David, so he took it with him, so I need to get a new record player. And then looking for new record players led to looking at different record player setups, and then I thought maybe I could move the pantry food out of here eventually and put more fun decorative things down below and take these things off and kind of these doors off and kind of make it look a little different, a little more fun. And then I decided, well, why don't I just do that right now instead of one day? Why can't one day be right now? And so then all this stuff is on the ground and I'm like, okay, well now I have to put it somewhere. So then I came to this cabinet because this cabinet is really overflowing with spices and baking stuff. So I'm taking the stuff out of here because I want that stuff to go here. And then some of this stuff is going to go here, but then stuff has to come out of there. And then some of it has to go there. There's a lot of things and none of them have a place right now. I really thought this was a good idea. Oh, that's trash. I can't even bite into that pita chip. Trash. Okay, so that really narrowed it down. Okay, well, the good news is it can only get better from here. Categorizing seems like a good place to start. Okay. Okay, if we just put this in storage, then this can go here, this can go here. We'll just bring this over here. I don't really know why we have this. We never decant wine. I know it's a fancy thing to do, but I've accepted that we are not fancy people. Oh god, this is extremely sticky. Why is this so sticky? What even is this? What in the world is buckwheat flour? Google that later. More pecans. Just finding pecans everywhere. You should be somewhere else. This is just far too much rice for one person to have. I'm not allowed to buy rice for another year. Consolidating rice. Consolidating rice. What's that you say? We're consolidating rice. Oh, you thought I said Condoleezza rice. No, that's not correct. We're consolating? What was the word I should say? Condoleezza. We're consolidating. We're consolidating rice. How do you clean up dried honey? Hey Morgan, what did you get up to last night? Oh, not much. Just steamed the honey out of my cabinet. What about you? Holy shit, that actually worked. Consolidating lentils. Consolidating lentils. You know what's fun? Consolidating lentils. You thought I said pencils? No, I said lentils. Why on earth would I need to consolidate pencils? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a cabinet closed. Oh, no we don't, because we didn't put the salt away. The second salt, because for some reason we have 2 things of salt even though nobody needs this much sodium. And now we have closed the cabinet for real. Consolidating nuts, consolidating nuts. Yes, you know it's true, you usually want 2. But in this instance, we want 1 sack of nuts. A second one is closing. Kind of, not all the way. We'll deal with that tomorrow. I feel like it would be a good idea to put labels on the shelves so I know what is where. We can't get the label maker out this late though. Okay, third one is closed. So initially I wasn't gonna film today because I kind of just wasn't feeling it. Plus the day was really boring. I just worked and then I went to the gym, and then I also have this ginormous pimple on my forehead. So I was just like, we'll catch up tomorrow. It's not a day for filming. But then I got a notification that my new record player arrived. So I thought we could just set that up together. So last night I didn't end up going to sleep until like 11:15, and I usually go to sleep by like 9:45, so I thought for sure I was gonna wake up late this morning. So I set my alarm for 7:15 because I was like, well, I don't have to take Goose out and I don't have any meetings, so I don't really need to look presentable. And would you know it, I woke up naturally at 5:45 feeling fresh as a spring pea. It was honestly really weird, but I hope it happens again. Maybe it's because I got so much accomplished last night. My brain felt very safe and secure, like it could properly snooze, so not really sure, but overall today was good. I don't want to say I didn't miss David, because I did miss David, but I didn't particularly feel his absence until later in the evening when I looked outside and it was a beautiful sunny evening, and I was like, shoot, I wish I could go to the park with David and Goose right now, but they're not here. And so then I got a little sad. Did I do it wrong? Does it go this way? Yes. Okay. Let's try that again. But on the bright side, we are now putting together this fun new record player. That's the same as hanging out with my dog and my boyfriend. I think the bulkiness of it is going to take a little getting used to, because David's record player was very thin, very sleek, but I didn't want to get external speakers. I just didn't want to buy them, and I also just like didn't want this space to be taken up by them, so I went with this that has the built-in speakers. So it's much bulkier, but it looks kind of more retro. I guess I think it's cute. I think I'm gonna get used to it. Hey.
I didn't know you could send video voicemails now on FaceTime. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
That's funny.
I'll watch it later.
How's it going?
Good. I was just getting my new record player set up. Do you want to see it?
Fun, yes. Did you get an Audio Technica or no?
No, I didn't. How do I turn this around? Oh, there. It's on there.
Cool. So is the bottom like a built-in speaker?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's really cool.
And I like didn't measure. This perfectly fits underneath the shell.
That's sharp looking. I really like that. You decided to take the doors off of the credenza too?
Oh yeah. I like went on a reorganizing spree last night and I moved all the food out of here. Bless you. And I reorganized all the cabinets and yeah, I took the doors off of this. Bless you.
Nice. It looks nice. It looks clean.
Thanks. Okay, so this is actually turning out to be quite the day because guess what else got here? My motherfucking toaster! I can toast things again. Somebody asked on my last episode of this series how we're managing the financial aspects of this transition. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So David has his own apartment now. He is paying the rent for that apartment. I am managing my rent here in Chicago. First, I was thinking that I would move out of this apartment because I didn't want to pay the rent by myself, and I felt like I could definitely find something that would be less expensive. However, after talking to a realtor friend and kind of seeing what's out in the market, I think it would be more hassle than it's worth, and I don't think it would save me as much money as I think it would because the rental market in Chicago right now is crazy nutso bananas. People are having bidding wars against each other. For a little while, I had alerts set up to tell me like when saved apartments had like price changes or were rented or whatever, and I would get emails about price changes and they were always the price going up, like because people were bidding on it. So I was like, yes, it's going to be really annoying to pay this rent on my own, but I can feasibly do it. In fact, this happened kind of at the perfect time because if David got this job at any other point in the past few years, I probably wouldn't be able to manage this rent by myself, or I would have to heavily dip into my savings. But this year, when it comes to my social media business, this has been my best year financially so far. So having that income supplemented by my 9-to-5 job as well, it's given me a very nice cushion so that I can afford to keep living here. The other factor that I was taking into consideration is that we're reevaluating what we're doing after a year. So in a year, I may be moving, and I didn't want to pick up all of this stuff. Our apartment is very lived in. We've been here for 6 years. We have so many things. It's ours. Like, this is our home. And it would be so much work to move all of this, get used to a new place, get Goose used to a new place, get into a new routine, get things up and feeling like home again, only to probably move it all in a year again. So my hope is that I'm not, ooh, this is so cute. Oh my God, my toast is gonna be whimsical. So my plan is for this to be temporary. I'm not gonna be living here by myself forever, hopefully. So I'm just prepared for the next year. I'll have to budget a little more. I probably won't be putting as much into my savings as I did last year, and I may have to dip into my savings a little bit. As far as buying things for David's new place and obviously replacing things here, I basically gave David anything that I knew I didn't want long term. So our toaster was super old. I think it was from college. And I was like, eventually I'm gonna wanna replace that toaster with a nicer toaster. So you can take that one and I'll just buy my dream toaster now. And I will keep this toaster for the rest of my life. We're gonna make a lot of toast memories together, all right? When I'm old, I will hand it down to my nieces, because I'm still not sure about children yet. I will hand it down to them, and they'll be like, this is my Aunt Morgan's toaster. It's a family heirloom, and they'll think of me whenever they make toast or a bagel. And, you know, to be honest, I think it'd be nice to be associated with slightly crunchy carbohydrates. Because who doesn't love those? Do you think it looks good here? Or should I, what if it was over here? What if it was in the corner instead of that lamp? That lamp's probably not gonna stay there because I bought that lamp for my office, but then I've been putting it other places because there's apparently a lot of places I want a lamp in this house. What if we moved the tea kettle and then the toaster was there? I don't want to put the toaster in the corner because the toaster is now the statement piece of the kitchen. I want people to walk in and be like, I want you to make me some toast. So what if we just, okay, see, I don't like the knives. So what if we put the knives in the corner? And then we put the toaster here. None of this needs to be here. This can all go somewhere else. This is stupid. This looks dumb because the bananas aren't hanging because there's only 1.5 bananas left. But if you picture the bananas hanging, I think it looks nice. Where do we put the blender? Okay, I need to look at it from far away. I like that. I like that right next to the stove, and the green from here is in there. It's pulling, it's matching, it's flowing together. Okay, cool. I should probably wash all this stuff, and now I just have to figure out where to put these random things. And I still have to figure out where to put the blender, but you know what? That's gonna be an issue for another time. I think the rest of this evening, I'm just gonna make some labels for my kitchen cabinet shelves. So I'm gonna do that and probably listen to my new record player, and then I'll show you my labels tomorrow. I know you're thinking, Morgan, don't leave us hanging on the labels. That's something that I really want to see. So ironically, I planned on filming yesterday, and then I ended up not because, well, several reasons. One moment. So the construction people finally made it to our balcony. So for about 6 hours yesterday, I was just hearing the grinding of concrete, and I figured that you guys probably wouldn't want to hear that, so, you know, didn't film that for you. And then by the time that they were done for the day, I had a headache, probably from listening to them grind concrete all day. So I didn't really feel like filming. I was also feeling a little sad. It was a very nice day out yesterday, and I wanted to go hang out outside with someone. And I did text one of my friends to see if she wanted to go walk by the lake, but she wasn't available. And then some of my other friends were going to trivia, which I could have gone to, but trivia's inside, so that wouldn't accomplish my mission of wanting to be outside. And then also with my headache, I didn't really feel like thinking too hard. So I was just like, this would be a perfect time to go outside to the park with David and Goose, but they aren't here. And then I got sad. I need to show you the labels I made as promised. Okay, so look here. So we got rice and pasta. We've got baking up here. I haven't labeled the rest of these yet. Well, one, because these are cups and you can just very clearly see that. And then this is seasoning. I have that. I'm not really sure what's going on in the middle yet, but we'll get there. And then over here, we've got snacks and sweets, oats and cereal. Up here we have nuts and dried berries, which I'm pretty excited about because whenever a recipe would require nuts or berries, I would never know where they are, and I would just repeatedly buy the same nuts and berries over and over again. So now I have like 7 bags of dried cranberries, but now I know where they all are. They're right there. And then up there we got water bottles and seasonal mugs. There's also ramen/popcorn, which I do realize is incredibly specific, but that's what's there. So that's what I labeled it. So now I'm just tidying up before David and Goose get home because they're on their way. And David thinks that without him living here, I'm gonna let the house devolve into chaos, which is a fair assumption because I am much messier than him. However, I believe the reason why I'm so messy is because we don't have the space to put everything in here. But now that he's gone, I got more space. So I would like him to be very shocked and surprised by how cleanly it is in here when he arrives. Like, I have drawers now. These all used to be David's, and now they are home to my clothes. So it's like, look at how much I can fit in here. And now everything that's in here, oh, this is my underwear. Oh no, you can't see my underwear, it's on the ground. Okay, now all my clothes that are in here won't be on the ground because that used to be the only place left for them. Why won't this close? What is preventing this from closing? This is not that full. Is there something behind? Why is there a keyboard under here? What is happening? Drawers, I just said really nice things about you and now you are betraying me. What's up with that? Okay, if I take this out, what happens? No, it still doesn't shut. So this isn't an issue of it being too full. This is an issue of it being faulty. This is gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna need to ignore that for right now. So, week 1 went well. There were moments of sadness and definitely some anxiety, but there was also excitement about getting to do what I want when I want to do it. And I've honestly been enjoying that. But this is still new. And I feel like with most new things, there's always a point where it stops feeling exciting and just starts feeling normal. When will the excitement of independence and late night impulse organizing and making whimsical toast begin to wear off? They're valid thoughts, but they're ones I need to push to the back of my brain for my own sanity and because my dog is home. Goosey! My boyfriend is home.
It's Goose!
And you!
And me.
And all is good. For now.
Oh, Goose. What are you doing?
Leave room for
Did you
Goose.
miss Mom?
My fluffy boy.
Are you home? Are you home?
All is right again.
Wow, it's nice and clean in here. Good job.
Yeah, I know.